One of the best songs in the world is Pretty Green Eyes, and he starts on fried chicken and fries or something.
Welcome to Fried Chicken Fries, a random topic selected podcast. I am Richard Easterbrook. It's episode 11, and as ever, I'm joined by Matthew Keeling. Matthew Keeling is not in his home location. Matthew, where are you?
I'm on holiday. I'm in Menorca.
Menorca. What's the difference between Menorca and Mallorca? Because I always get confused. Mallorca.
It's a different place.
Like how different?
Well, it's a different island.
Oh, right.
So
has the pilot ever got the wrong one?
I imagine we nearly did on Tuesday. Actually, the pilot was. Well, we've already discussed pilots on this podcast and giving them, I think, undue praise. As this one seemed to quite like testing the brakes, and then we seemed to sharply veer back towards Menorca, having flown over different islands. But yeah, he tested the brakes on the runway, which is
good. It's good a place to start to do it.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. As if like a car had pulled out, like a plane had pulled out in front of him. So,
whoa!
yeah. It's a different place. Mallorca's a different island to Menorca. Menorca's nicer. It's quieter.
Yeah. Well, it looks idyllic. I know it's an audio-based format, but you can see
the hotel. What's that? Same hotel. It's another block of.
See, like a hotel block, which is painted white with lovely blue sky, which is stark contrast to how it is here in the UK, which is rubbish. But
is it raining?
Yeah, that fine rain as well.
Oh, the worst kind. There's got loads of flies. It's annoying.
Got a fly in your face.
Oh yeah.
Like Michael Burke's going to put an appeal out for you.
Oh well, yeah. So yeah, me on the news. Look at him covered in flies. I'd hate to be covered in flies, actually.
Yeah, no, I hate it. I saw there's a fly on my windowsill yesterday, and in like real time, I saw a spider capture it because it flew into its web.
Oh, that's great.
Then kind of wrapped it up. It was like half the size of the fly, and this little spider was just like making light work. Spiders
are awful. Are spiders on the way?
There might be, you know.
Yeah.
There's a high chance of it. It is episode 11 of the Random Topic Selector podcast, so I don't feel that much need to fully explain how the podcast works. If you're joining us at episode 11, like fair play. But
no, it's on you. Like if you don't know how it works, you just listen to it. We should listen to at least one of the earlier ones.
Yeah, and
then you know the rules. So you spin the wheel. You should just spin the wheel.
I will do. I'm going to spin the wheel now. The wheel has been loaded up with new topics. Thank you very much to the people who submitted them.
Yeah, well,
you can. Well, first subject of the day is the Beatles. Now I'm a big Beatles fan, as you know.
You are, as you know, I'm very cynical, as you know, Ted.
I think I put this on because I knew that you're not a massive fan of the Beatles.
No, we'll go with it, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Like I don't dislike them. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I think it's I mean, I've been brought up with them, not like they didn't live with us or anything. It's like
blue plaque outside your house.
I wonder why tourists turn up every day. Stop taking photos. I'm having a shower. Must be a nightmare for those people who live in like John Lennon's old house.
Yeah, he's obviously not in.
Yeah, he's not going to be in. He's not ever going to be in. Like famously, Yoko Ono still lives in the same flat.
Oh, does she?
That husband was killed outside. Like,
oh, well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
well, might have drove the prices down.
Bad time to sell. I'm not moving in there. Like, just.
What's the crime like around here, Mrs. Ono? I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Well, she won't be able to you won't be able to watch any of the football league coverage on Sky with Mark Chapman presenting it, was he? So,
Exactly. Trigger warning for there every time. Yeah. Yeah. I've been brought up with the Beatles music. I still think Revolver is one of the greatest albums ever made by any band, not just the Beatles. And like, I can understand why people like, a lot of people don't, just because like their early stuff is quite like 2 minute
like nursery
pop.
rhymes, really.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that around. There's a lot of kind of the Paul McCartney stuff is, as George Harrison once called, the granny music.
Yeah. Yeah, like She Loves You and that, and like I Want to Hold Your Hand, and that. It's just crap, isn't it? Really. Like,
it's primitive, isn't it? It's basic kind of rock and roll, 2 minute
yeah,
songs, and it's recorded really like
it's like
badly.
mono in it. It's like
Yeah,
I don't like. I mean, don't get us wrong. When them songs come on, you do just sing to them. But I like the psychedelic stuff.
yeah. Yeah,
Like,
that's when they really kind of start to stretch the legs and like get
I like
creative. And
Octopus's Garden's great. Like I really like
yeah,
that. I
yeah,
like the Walrus, and like when after they went to India and went a bit mental. I like
yeah,
that because it's interesting. It's different. It's like that's when I get them. That's when I get the Beatles because that's like no one else was doing that really. That's like,
yeah.
but like the I don't know the early stuff. I'm like, yeah, Help and that it's catchy and stuff, whatever. But I don't think it's just like it's not pioneering, is it? Like,
Well, it is in a way because no other band at the time
true.
was actually writing their own stuff. Like, there was like a weird kind of thing with music publishing at the time that a writer would write a song, and then about 15 bands would
Okay.
run off and do their version of the song. So a lot
Right.
of like early pop songs are like covered by 300 different acts, and it's the most famous that gets the most recognition. But I think the Beatles were the only band really, only just the first band to be doing that. The
Yeah,
Rolling Stones came along not long after and were also writing their own stuff, and you've got the Kinks and all the bands around that time. But they were the first ones to kind of kick the door open and say, actually, we can write our own stuff. And yeah, it is quite primitive, and you're right, it's probably not until they discovered mind altering drugs that they really kind of found. Like, I mean, they were already successful and hugely successful, but they really kind of found the creative niche around that time, and that's why Rubber Soul and Revolver are two great albums, because that's when they really started experimentation.
yeah.
The
I
first time
don't
you heard like a
disagree.
sitar on a pop song, that kind of thing.
I don't disagree that Revolver is good. Yeah, Yellow Submarine is a hateful song. I hate that.
It was bad. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
appalling. But I do. I'm just looking at the track list of Revolver. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm Only Sleeping is a wonderful song. And And Your Bird Can Sing is good. The Jam did a really good cover of that actually. And I think Magical Mystery 2 is great. With
yeah.
Strawberry Fields, Hello Goodbye, I'm the Walrus. I mean, Penny Lane's crap. Like,
Well,
really.
Penny Lane was written by Paul because
Didn't he write stuff about where they grew up? And he
yeah,
wrote,
because John did Strawberry Fields,
yeah,
so
and
he
then he
went,
comes
oh, I
back
can
with
do that.
I can do it with Penny Lane, which is just a nursery rhyme, rubbish.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
that was a double
was
A
the last
side.
album Let It Be? Was it?
The last album they recorded was Abbey Road.
Okay. I
But
like Across the Universe from Let It Be. I think it's great.
yeah, well, Let It Be was obviously like a compilation of stuff that they did while being filmed for what became Let It Be, the film, but then what's
Oh,
been
right.
turned into the Get Back documentary.
Right. Okay. Because
So
that's good. That I've seen that.
yeah, well, that album never actually
Amazing now.
saw the light of day until after they brought out Abbey Road, but they'd kind of split by then. Like John announced that he was going to leave the band around the back end of 1969
Because of your own.
No, he just had enough. He just wanted to
I'm
go.
leaving now.
Yeah, but he announced it, but never actually they never revealed it. So
Right.
like mid 1970, Paul had gone and done a solo album,
I
and he
bet that
wanted.
was good.
It was actually
Right.
McCartney. It was just called McCartney. He recorded it on his farm up in Scotland, and he was going to release that, and the record company Apple, his own record company, said no, we want to bring out the Beatles album first.
Okay.
So Paul kind of released it around the same time, like a week later, but
Right.
did like a question and answer session with himself in the liner notes for the album. Basically, just
Right.
said the Beatles are no more. I've quit. So
Oh.
he got all the hate, but John had actually left the band 6 months before, and nobody knew about it. So they were done, but they technically the last actual studio album was Abbey Road, which is
Okay.
probably the most complete album in terms
What?
of,
Yeah.
because you've got that second side with all of the songs segueing into each other. So She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, Carry That Weight, Golden Slumbers, You Never Give
Oh,
Me
that's
Your
good.
Money,
I
all
like that. I do
that
like
kind of
that.
medley. And then it
What's
finishes with the end, and then finishes with Her Majesty, which is a bit of a shit song, but yeah,
what's
the
your
most complete
favorite
piece of
song
work.
by them?
Favorite song, Here, There, and Everywhere, or In My Life, probably, but it changes on a daily basis.
Right. I do like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, a Harrison song, wasn't it? It's good.
Yeah, and he brought in Eric Clapton to do the guitar on it.
I hate Eric Clapton. I don't want to talk about Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, well, he's a bad man.
He's terrible. It's awful. It's not even a good guitar. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Eric Clapton.
He's not a good guitar. Well, I don't want to talk with. We could put him on the wheel and just slag him off for 20 minutes. But...
Yeah, we could actually. Let's do that. Is that it? Is there any more on the Beatles?
No. Other than if you haven't listened to the Beatles and you think they are just like kind of formulaic, primitive pop music, listen to Tomorrow Never Knows.
I don't disagree with that. I don't.
I remember hearing that at like the age of 13 or something, and it was around the time of like Chemical Brothers and stuff coming out with stuff, and it just sounded at home amongst that.
Yeah.
It was like, when was this released? I mean, my mum was like, 1965 or 66. Like, Jesus. It just sounds so far ahead of its time.
Who's your favorite Beatle?
Paul.
Mm.
I think it's just like creatively, all right, he did his fair share of like dross, but he kept the band going after Brian Epstein died in like 68, and then kept them going for like another 2 years after that and produced some of the greatest stuff.
Yeah. Ringo for me, because he did Thomas the Tank Engine.
Fair play.
I did. I think I do agree with it. I think if you just, I don't subscribe to the theory that people just go, the Beatles are shit because they weren't. Like, it's not true. I just don't think there is. I'm just not a bigger fan as as many people are. But yeah,
I know it sounds a bit like kind of like bit of a, what do they call it? Not blasé. It sounds a bit of like a cop out to say, "Oh, the Beatles are my favorite band."
yeah.
What's your favorite album? The Best of the Beatles.
Best of the Beatles. Yeah. Well, Wings, of course, only the band the Beatles could have been.
Wings are great.
Yeah,
Band on the Run's a fantastic album.
Yeah, well, Bandit's a good song. Yeah. Well, you listen to that after this, but Spin the Wheel Again.
Spin the Wheel Again. We've covered the Beatles.
Wings.
We've covered the Beatles' full 8-year career in the space of 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah. Well, that's more than enough, I think.
The Wheel has produced Keith Chegwin's Naked Jungle.
I don't know what that is. I saw that on the wheel earlier. No.
Basically, I'm going to get it on Wikipedia here. Yeah, just to confirm. It was late 90s, Channel 5. Around this time, not many people could actually watch Channel 5. It was still like...
we could never get it. It was
it was very snowy where I could get it.
Yeah.
It was a late night game show presented by Keith Chegwin.
Well, I guess I guess both of them things. I guess that it was late night, and given Keith Chegwin's name was in the title, that it was.
Yeah.
He's dead, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. He might be dead. You know, his nephew was in People Just Do Nothing.
Who's that?
I forgot his name now.
Big fat one.
No. Well, the
Steve.
chubby. Yeah, maybe.
The thick guy.
No, not him. No, I forgot his name now.
Big, massive, fat Craig.
No, he was the
Beats. Beats.
yeah, the quiet
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The quieter one of the two. Yeah.
It's good that. I like that. Can we talk about that instead?
Should stick on the way. That's really good. That. Like Keith Chegwin is dead. Yeah, he died in 2017.
Oh, I'm sad.
So Naked Jungle was a one-off television show produced on Channel 5, airing on 6th of June 2000. It was a game show with an assault course format based on and using the same set as the children's show Jungle Run.
Right.
As the same set. I mean, this is crucial when we come to the next bit. It was controversial because its contestants were entirely naked.
I presume it was held at a different time. Like, it wasn't like simultaneous.
That's the thing. Imagine like the kids are waiting to come on to record.
Because
like, just going to clear the
Mulhern Jungle Run.
I don't know. I don't even remember that.
Could Becky on her head and saying yes, it was. Chris is Stephen Mulhern.
Was he?
I hate Stephen Mulhern.
Right. That was Jungle Run was just people running around basically. It was a treasure hunt show. So all the contestants were nude. In the naked jungle, not
yeah, an important distinction there to me.
Including Keith Chegwin, who was also
right.
Billy Bullock naked except for a hat.
Where was that?
Hey?
Where was the hat?
It was on his head, on his actual.
I thought it might have been on his tail.
Yeah, that would have worked. That would have worked actually. But
I don't want to see Keith Chegwin's tail.
No.
Really?
I mean, this is like 2000, so I would have been.
Doesn't matter, really. I still don't want to see his tail from any period.
I would have been 16. I didn't have Sky. There would have been 5 channels. So I would have definitely tuned in expecting to see some unexpected breasts, but just to see some breasts. Maybe a little bit of fanny as well. And what I did see, what I wasn't expecting, was Keith Chegwin's little fella. So it was part of a special season to mark the 50th anniversary of British naturism.
Right.
Do you know the difference between a naturist and a naturalist?
No, but it'll be something to do with where they're naked, like how often they're naked. Is this?
Yeah, it's not. It's like naturalist is like David Bellamy,
right?
So like into nature and preservation of like trees
so it's
and
just interested
habitats.
In like David Attenborough.
Yeah, but naturism is.
I don't want to see him naked either.
No.
I don't want to see his tail.
God, that'd be awful. 90-year-old man in the buff. No, thanks. Got all that loose skin. Yeah, no way. Yeah. So a naturist is someone who believes in nakedness being a natural thing.
Well, I mean, it is, I guess.
So it's quite an important distinction to make, and it's a distinction I failed to understand when I was writing a court story in my first job as a news reporter in 2005.
Right.
Didn't land us in as much trouble as it could have done, but considering the guy was a sex offender, but he was a naturalist and he belonged to a naturalist society. Obviously disowned him, but I assumed that they were all sex people.
So you called him a naturist?
Yes, I called him a naturist.
And he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. One of the many things he wasn't was a naturist. He's just a paedophile, yeah. So I mean, in terms of like defamation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's probably like.
Yeah. You probably made it bad, really.
Yeah. So that's a lesson I probably could have learned by watching Jungle Run for more than 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah. But
it attracted It attracted 2 million viewers, so I wasn't alone in that.
No, I mean it's quite a fascinating concept, really. No, I mean using the same set as the children's show for a start is barbaric, really. I mean that just opens up a world of terrible possibilities.
Yeah, like leaving a skid mark along the ground.
Yeah. What's that off? Oh, I don't want to talk about this. Keith Chegwin presenting it is very of its time.
Yeah.
Keith Chegwin, of course, is now dead. I get him mixed up with Les Dennis.
Well, have you seen that picture?
Yeah, it's great.
If you haven't seen it, there's a picture of like what's it called? Great British Getty Images.
It's Joe Stevenson runs that account on Twitter.
Right, and it's a picture of Les Dennis wearing a black blazer jacket and a white shirt, followed by Keith Chegwin wearing a black blazer jacket and a white shirt, and they just look identical.
They look exactly. It's remarkable. I'll put that on the Instagram.
I'd rather you put that one on than any picture of naked.
I won't be putting pictures of Keith Chegwin's tail on the Instagram. I'm not being responsible for that.
You're chucked off Instagram. Yeah, he later said it was the worst career move he ever made.
He had a career.
Keith Chegwin, no, he did a little bit of one. Well, he was. Love that he was called Cheggers. A lot of the stuff he did was like being a guest on like.
Did he host the Menorca when it came back?
I feel that would have been
him and Frank Bruno.
I'm just trying to find where's Keith Chegwin. There he is. Yeah, we did lots of kind of like. He was like a part of an ensemble on like kids shows in the 70s and 80s, wasn't he?
Right.
And then he did. He was on like GMTV whenever they went like Australia or something. It'd be like Chegwin interviewing people on the beach and things. He was on Celebrity Big Brother. Died of pulmonary fibrosis.
He was a Radio 1 DJ, apparently. That's
right.
Radio 4.
Really?
For 4 years. He was a Radio 1 DJ for 4 years.
Fair dues. Yeah, he was on Multicolored Swap Shop. Cheggers plays pop. Saturday Superstore. So he was like kind of the pack of people like Chris Tarrant and Noel Edmonds and all of those.
Gotta be careful here.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He went on to present a revived version of a game show, and It's a Knockout on Channel 5 from 1999 to 2000.
That was appalling.
I guess that ended when Naked Jungle came out, and
yeah, because Frank Bruno and he went a bit.
Yeah. So he worked for 7 years on GMTV. So that was probably his like kind of way back into TV.
It was
again, fully clothed, hopefully.
Have you checked the Wikipedia for Naked Jungle?
Yes.
Who it was directed by?
Oh no, who? I haven't seen that bit.
Patrick.
Great. That was good. The winner shared a prize of £3,000.
£3,000 shared a prize. Who win?
Each other.
Oh, there was more than one winner.
Yeah, I think it was.
How did you win? I don't know. There's a lizard. How did you win?
The 10 competitors were 5 naturist couples who were separated into men and women with a single winner from each sex. The winner of the men and the women then competed in a final inside the Temple of the Body to win a potential prize of 5,000. So I guess that's maybe some kind of like grab a grand.
Yeah,
like a little bit like Crystal Maze where they had the diamonds. Yeah, grab a gland. Yeah. While in Jungle Run, the competitors collected bananas, later monkey statues. All right, Naked Jungle. The objective was to obtain fig leaves.
This is terrible, Richard. It's a terrible program. They should bring it back, presented by Jeremy Clarkson.
The Independent Television Commission received only one complaint about the show.
Right. Was it from Keith Chegwin's mum?
No, it was from a viewer, not complaining about the nudity, but complaining about Keith Chegwin prancing around. An official response said there was no guideline against Keith Chegwin being on television. Well, yeah, didn't get any complaints, but
Well, yeah, I guess if you're gonna watch that though, like, why would you why would you watch that and then complain about? You know what it's gonna be.
yeah, exactly. And it was well built. It wasn't like it was called Naked Jungle.
It was 7 o'clock on like ITV on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, people
And
tuning
now on ITV, Heath Chegwin's Naked Jungle, followed by Heartbeat.
in. A few heartbeats went up that day.
Yeah, way. Anyway, that's probably enough on Keith Chegwin's tale.
Yeah, definitely. We've told the tale of Keith Chegwin's Kevin tale. Right, we've covered that off. Right, I'm gonna spin again.
Spin again.
Where will the wheel take us now?
Well, who knows after this, really?
I'm gonna keep it at 3 spins today because you're on holiday and I don't know.
That's fine. What is it? Oh no. Laughing.
It's it's the Midlands.
Oh,
Not a popular one.
not a popular one, Ted. Oh, Becky sat opposite me.
I know.
I love the Midlands.
Where is Becky from for the benefit of the listener?
Becky's from the Midlands. Becky's from Walsall in the West, specifically the West Midlands. It's not something I have a lot of thoughts on. I like the Midlands, as everyone knows. So yeah, that's the Midlands. Thanks for listening.
Where does the Midlands start for you?
The Midlands. Well, is Stoke in the Midlands? Because technically it is in the West Midlands, but it's not really, is it? Like, I wouldn't class Stoke in the Midlands.
It's really close to like Cheshire and that, isn't it? What, like Chester, Cheshire, that kind of area.
I feel like the Midlands wouldn't want Stoke because it's that awful Stoke.
Yeah.
But then, like,
when you get a map,
they don't want to be in them. I don't know. Like, maybe they don't want to be in the Midlands either. Maybe it's like a
the south
stalemate.
The south end of it. Where would you take it from?
Well, Walsall's north of Birmingham. South of Birmingham's like Redditch.
Yeah.
Like Telford, but I don't think Telford would be classed as the middle. That's more like getting into Shropshire, I think. And then Coventry is technically the West Midlands, but I would consider more to be East Midlands than because of the way they talk. They've got that vile like the East Midlands accents are like worse than the West Midlands. I'm having to be very careful here.
I can hear that you're tiptoeing along this line here.
Because the West Midlands accent is stereotyped quite a lot. Like, because the one that everybody does is usually the Birmingham. Alright, that's like usually the Birmingham accent, isn't it, Becky? She's just, I'm not getting a lot hit back here. And then the Black Country accent's different, but I can't do an impression of it. Like, it's difficult to do an impression of.
So the Black Country is like kind of Wolverhampton.
Oh, from the Black Country, oh yeah. Does
that include like West Bromwich, or is that more
Dudley? Really, Dudley's the Black Country.
Yeah,
Hull is in the Black Country though, isn't it? Like, because they do have that flag. There's the black and red flag with like a chain on it. Is the the Black Country flag. West Bromwich is Black Country, I believe. Dudley's Dudley's the stronghold of the Black Country, and then like Birmingham. But to be fair, like Birmingham's great city centre. Like it's brilliant. Like Big Beth's a great day out, night out. Some great bars there.
Yeah.
The shop great in Birmingham.
I like Birmingham.
It's good. The outskirts of it are just awful, but That's
Have they
like
finished building it yet?
well, Birmingham. No,
No. 'Cause last
it's
time I was
like
there, I was staying at a hotel that was. I don't know if it's there anymore. It's the Copthorne in the middle of in the middle of
Copthorne
town. And it's
probably
where
is.
the ring road was going almost through it at the time.
They've
And
removed a lot of those buildings around, like where the mailbox is.
yeah,
That's all been
yeah,
sort of redeveloped. I don't. It's not finished. I mean, the station they've built this hateful train station. Like New Street is a poor, like an atrocious train station. It's just not a practical station at all. It doesn't function as a train station. Like all of the platforms are underneath. There's different red, yellow, green waiting areas. It's a complete clusterfuck. Like it's horrendous. Everything. There's £1 billion that cost. They made John Lewis the flagship of it, and then it closed.
yeah.
It's good. Like there's restaurants and bars and that in it, and it looks, impressive when you walk into the foot, but it doesn't work as a train station. And the connections across the Midlands are quite poor. Like you've got like they've built like a metro network now, but it doesn't go to Walsall. And
That's useful.
The Walsall connection between Walsall and Wolverhampton. Walsall and Wolverhampton's about what? 6 miles? It's not far, is it? The train takes an hour and
No.
20 minutes because it goes through Birmingham, which is the wrong way. It goes around the whole
Yeah.
Midland. It's stupid.
What struck me is that I thought Telford was quite close to Birmingham. It's not. It's
Nah,
quite
Telford's
far
quite
out.
far down. Yeah, Iron Bridge is like Telford.
Yeah. So I'm trying to gauge here where the Midlands, because I would never consider personally. I would never consider somewhere like Northampton to be the Midlands.
Northampton's not the Midlands, is it?
No, but it's like further north than Worcester, which I would consider to be the Midlands. Just maybe.
Yeah, Warwickshire is like kind of Midlandsy, I would say.
Yeah.
But like Lichfield's Midlands, and that's a city, and that's very pretty. I'm led to believe that's a nice little place, but it's a city because it's got a cathedral, and has 2 train stations.
Yeah, Stoke's quite far off that. But then
Good
like Nottingham's East Midlands, isn't it?
Oh, the East Mid. Like I don't know anything about the East Midlands. Like Nottingham, Leicester, Derby. Like Leicester, just a ruinous place. Like it's awful. Like awful people. Like dreadful accent. Terrible people. Terrible. I hate Leicester. Awful. Sorry, Chris. Your
I used
beloved.
to work. I used to work in Worksop, and that was like a mix because you had like Derbyshire, Yorkshire, and Nottinghamshire all kind of
that
linked.
accent was class.
Not a fan. Not a fan. I've got too many bad memories of nights out down there and being shouted. Don't bully me.
The good things about the Midlands include the canals.
The Walsall Canal.
The Walsall Canal, which is hilarious. Well, actually, isn't
Brilliant.
now full of what's it full of? Like cyanide or something. There's been a chemical. There's been a chemical leak in it.
Does that stop the algae?
No, it's like there's some spillage in the fact it's poisonous now, the water. So
so double jeopardy if you happen
if
to
you're coming out with a bruise
believe
fair
it is
and you think
tarmac.
that's grass.
Yeah.
Or if you decide to park your car in there, as people have done. It's fascinating that part because there's a pub there, and it's like, how can you possibly fall in there, like without doing it on purpose?
I like because obviously you've discussed this on another podcast that you do some time back, but
Yeah,
there's a canal that has algae on it that makes it look like grass, and people have fallen in while trying to go to a Premier Inn or Travelodge.
and they blame Bruce Fair.
Oh yeah, blame everyone else except themselves for their own stupid misfortune. But there's one person who was on their way to a date.
Yeah,
and they fell in.
Yeah,
and it almost ruined the date. Almost
ruined the date. Yeah,
I love that. Like
what it would have taken.
That's the end of your day. If you fall in there, that's the end of your day. You go home.
Well, I mean, if you fall in there, you wouldn't bother because it's disgusting, isn't it? Really, that water.
I mean, you probably start dissolving now if it's like been a chemical leak.
Well, Becky has just revealed that she's ice skated on there when it's frozen over.
Oh, sounds
So
quite idyllic.
when she was drunk, I don't think this was like an official like Winter Wonderland thing. I think it was
Right.
like cold weather on a Monday night. Yeah.
Becky could have been a statistic. If you fall in there and it's iced over, you're knackered.
Oh yeah, you're in serious trouble then. Yeah, frozen chemicals there. The Midlands, I'll give it a lot of stick, as you know, because it's like it's a meme really, mainly to wind Becky up. But it's all right really. Some good people have come from the Midlands.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne being one
Led
of them.
Zeppelin,
Craig Gardner.
Gary Gardner.
Yeah, Gary Gardner. Obviously Becky, you know.
Jasper Carrot.
Not Noddy Holder. I hate Noddy Holder. He is
I don't know
possibly
Noddy
one of the
Holder.
worst people who ever exist. He is from Walsall. You know who else is from Walsall? Audrey Roberts
Becky.
from Coronation Street.
No way.
Yeah, she is.
Hmm?
Georgia Smith is from Walsall as well.
Okay.
Off of thinking about sirens, of which there are many.
Oh, is she the singer?
Yes.
Ah, I liked her.
Yeah, she was good. She still is. I don't know. She's still a thing. She's still a thing. That's them doing. Tiny Temper once played a gig in Walsall McDonald's.
Tiny Temper still good?
No. Was he ever good?
Don't know. I know. I don't. It's like, is he? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he's never been to Scunthorpe, but he has been to Walsall. The and the ones got to the Johnston's Pen Trophy final in 2015 and lost to Bristol City.
You went to that, didn't you?
I did, yes, thinking it was a good day out for smaller clubs, and then found myself there 3 years later with my own football team.
It was a happy day. An old man fell asleep on my shoulder.
Okay, how is Gareth these days? Is he all right?
Then when we scored that late equaliser, did we score the equaliser in extra time? The penalties. Yeah. The old man woke up and then smacked us on the arm in celebration. Knocked my tinfoil trophy clean out of my hands.
Were you drunk?
So, I don't know if I was. I had a drink, but I don't think I was drunk.
Did you take the car?
No. Yes. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. No, I did. I drove down, but then I parked at Lee's house, I believe. Yeah, I did. Parked at Lee's. That was a logistically bad one because there's loads of traffic coming down to London.
Yes.
And then me and Gareth didn't eat anything that night, and were very quickly drunk for the live show.
Yeah, oh yeah, the live show. Yes, that. Just quickly before we end, Midlands food.
Right.
I've been told to bring this up.
Discuss.
And I feel like crap because, well, it's terrible, Richard.
Well, I went on that holiday to Stoke.
Yes.
Remember that holiday at Stoke during
you went
COVID?
to Stoke for a fortnight, yes.
Yeah, we went camping just outside Stoke, and we had pretty much the entire campsite to ourselves, which is great.
Yeah. You would
we
do.
had to disinfect our hands and everything before we entered and left. It was a bit of a ball ache, but we did it so we could go to Alton Towers.
Okay, right. You're Alton Tower.
But we went Alton Towers on the first full day.
Right.
So we got there on the Monday.
That was the highlight.
The highlight would been and gone. We may as well have just gone home. Like we're knackered on the Tuesday because we'd like properly done Alton Towers, and then the Wednesday maybe we should have gone back.
Yeah,
we should have just bitten the bullet and gone back to Alton Towers and then stayed again, then come home.
Were there arguments?
Instead, there was no arguments. Oh no, there was quite a big argument pitched in the tent. That was fun.
So did this involve Midlands food though?
Well, it did because we went out on the next full day. We had nothing to do, and there was nothing to do really. So we went into Stoke, one of Stoke's many towns.
It's horrendous Stoke.
It was awful. Just, and I'm not slagging off. I'm not slagging it off just because it's like there to be slagged off. It was just as town centres go, it was.
Oh, it's awful.
Shit.
Hanley.
And I know lots of town centres are struggling. Like,
yeah.
That's the way things are. But this was particularly grim. And we went into a B&M, which was probably ill-advised. But I got some oatcakes, and they were really nice.
Yeah, very.
So I had them for breakfast the next day.
They're not like they are nice. They are really nice. I had one at Stoke away last season. They're not universally Midlands though. They're very much a Stoke thing.
Yeah, that's the only kind of thing. I don't think I've ever had like anything from. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what food the Midlands is famous for.
Well, they eat something called faggots, which are
I've had them.
Oh, they're just horrific. Like they're just one of the like. It's just like mush, and you have it with mushy peas, which is just like, or you have it with peas. You have it with what peas? Grey peas.
Grey peas. That sounds
awful. If
awful.
there was ever a meal to sum up the Midlands, it is faggots with grey peas and mash.
Faggots are grey as well.
Yeah, they're like brown. Like
it's like pork, isn't it?
Well, it's like bits of pork, beef, asbestos, like all various trimmings of
your loft installation.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrific. Awful.
You can get brains. You can get brains faggots from.
That's what they eat. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them from the freezer section.
Oh, awful! There's no texture in the meal at all. It's just like honestly, it's like what you'd have in a home. Like it's awful. There's no like you could eat the whole thing with a spoon if you can eat a whole. Oh, it's horrific. And then
feel like it's all well and good having mushy stuff, but you need to pair it with something like.
You need like a bit of texture or something.
Yeah,
honestly.
like
and then if you look at the chippy in the Midlands, or in specifically the West Midlands, you get like raw from the chip shop. So like cod roe.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's foul and it's tinned. They have tinned raw.
Okay.
It's honestly like it's. I've tried all of these things and they're vile. Becky's mum eats it. Awful, horrible, and then what else do they eat? Scratchings. They have them instead of crisps. They don't really, but they do eat lots of scratching.
I'm not a scratchings fan.
Oh yeah, they batter their chips as well in orange batter.
Oh,
in Walsall. Yeah, that's a good thing. Apparently, that's a good thing.
That doesn't sound terrible.
They're not terrible, to be fair. No, they're not terrible, but it's unnecessary, really. Tasty. I guess if you're just having chips, it's quite nice. If you're having like battered fish and battered chip, then it's stupid. Then they have a chip van. Yes, but that's just a. Surely many places have a chip van.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Midlands food's atrocious. Like they eat lots of cheesy biscuits as well. They like that sort of thing. Like it's appalling, the food. Just I feel like when you get like Polish superstores in different cities, they should have like Midlands ones. Like so you go to like Manchester and go like, oh, I'm just going to the Midlands shop, and it's just like faggots and cheesy biscuits.
That sounds like that would be good because like if you've got one of them in Sunderland, like
yeah.
And Becky was feeling on that day particularly homesick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and get myself a tray of faggots.
I'm just gonna
all right.
Yeah, give myself food poisoning.
So when I worked in workshop on my first day, I went to a Greg's. I'm gonna go to Greg's and get some stotties.
Yeah.
And that'll do me dinner for the rest of the week. I walked in and I was like, "Where's your stotties?" And they were like, "What?" Like, well, no, you don't walk into like McDonald's and they don't do Big Macs just because they're in like Walsall or something. It's like there should be like a staple food that they do.
No, I agree. I agree. But faggots shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be a thing, though.
I don't know. I didn't find faggots like unpleasant, but I think pairing them with mash, I don't think I'd enjoy that.
What else? Is there any other Midlands foods, babe, before we end? That's it. Liver and onions, but that's just like well, like a national disgusting meal. Oh,
Mm.
is that it? I think that's the Midlands covered off before I end up having to fly home early. Oh, the Balti, yeah, that's a Midlands. The curry, they're good at that.
Yeah, I'll give them that.
Pubs are
Went for
large.
it. Oh, went out in Birmingham. I can't remember any of the pubs I went to. Like, not because I was drunk. I just can't remember any of the pubs I went into. So probably weren't great. Didn't go for a curry though. Went for an Italian. Which feels a bit like
a mistake is what you've done there.
It feels like an opportunity miss. Like going to Bradford and going, let's go and get a sandwich.
Yeah, there's a nice there's a nice Peruvian restaurant here. We'll go there. I've had some.
Went to a Portuguese restaurant in a Portuguese restaurant in Amsterdam because apparently Holland don't have their own foods.
Is it Nando's?
No, it was just they set fire to a sausage.
Right.
Like covered a frankfurter in vodka and set fire to it.
It just seems ludicrous that
it burned for ages. Like when you like ages. When you like do like a Christmas pudding and cover it in brandy and it for a bit. That looks all right, but it burns out very quickly. This one just maintained.
Oh, great.
Well, it's not going to be the best sausage after it's like been like completely engulfed in flame.
Yeah, like what's he called? Nicky Lauder.
Yeah. Oh, he's Dutch.
Was he? I have to take that out
as well. Probably not.
Could have been.
I don't know. I mean, this is the first time we're having to edit something out of the podcast. So,
yeah.
He's from Vienna.
All right. Well, it means nothing to me. Is that it now on the Midlands? Because
I think so.
Feed away from that into burning Formula One drivers.
Yeah. I think there might be a degree of quitting while we're ahead here.
Yeah. Very much. She's still smiling, so it's fine.
Well, I think we've negotiated that very tricky subject with aplomb.
I do. Yeah, of all weeks.
Yeah.
Of all weeks, better come on.
Yeah. I can imagine fixing you with a frosty glare.
Yeah, she's not very happy, but well, maybe she's actually very happy and delighted that we've discussed her much maligned hometown on this wonderful podcast. I'm going to go now and get some food. So,
yeah, you're an hour ahead in Menorca, are you? Aren't you?
I am. Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's 7:30 in front.
What happens in the next hour?
A podcast.
I need to be.
Someone talks about the Midlands and gets into trouble.
Yeah. Do like any lotteries that can put numbers?
No, there's nothing really. I haven't really been paying attention. If I see anything, I'll let you know for the next hour.
What's the Spanish lottery?
The King guys.
Oh, okay. I'll look out for that.
Yeah,
probably. Right, we're gonna end it there. No more spins today. Matthew's on holiday, and I'm at work.
We're back next week from the same place.
Well, how long are you there for?
Till next.
You're gonna be away next? Jesus. Yeah. I hadn't factored this in. Right. Okay. Well, join us next week as we will spin the wheel and talk more rubbish. If you're feeling inclined, give us a review and a rating. Thank you to those people who have boosted our rating up to a very healthy 4.0 now after the 1-star review in our first week. Well, welcome along to the podcast and Wells. Bet it was Lineker.
Aye, will it be? Yeah, or Neville.
Yeah. He's young. Startups coming here trying to take our advertising revenue, of which we get none.
Bastards.
Yeah, it's got Lineker written all over from this.
Oh, it does, eh? Yeah, it does. Anyway, give us a good review.
Yes, review and a rating if you listen either on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. And if you listen on YouTube, I don't know if you do. I mean, I've seen the figures. I don't think anyone does. But give us a like and subscribe. But until then, until next week, thank you very much for listening.